Our way. True to Caesar.
Welcome, sir, or Uh-oh. I'm not doing so well here. What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Over here. What'd I miss?
You're here for the money. I told the American... I don't want to talk about it. We were on patrol near the dam when a Legion raiding party... I was hit in the head with a machete and knocked out. Didn't kill me. The rest of my squad was crucified, butchered, mutilated. I gambled and drank a lot after that. Got into trouble. Maybe. I talked to the cashier at Gamora into forwarding me some chips. It didn't go so well. The Emeritus... They also said if they had to talk to me about my debt again. I operate the radio and call it in if we see any great cons moving. Oh. Oh. Here's all the caps I've saved up so far. What?
Hello? Hello?
Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. All you need is one Ranger protecting the monorail.
Gotta wonder what the hell is... Ranger military outpost. Nothing going on down there at the moment. Believe me, I would love orders to take Cotton, but the brass at McCarran doesn't want us to waste resource. Undoubtedly. Rangers are tough nuts to crack, though, and any force small enough to launch a surprise attack. On the other hand, if the Legion goes for a full-scale attack, so we know what they'll do, and they know what we'll do, so we just sit around and... What, again? Didn't I just change those damn things?
You don't even need to feed him that much. He'll get it done.
Haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
What's up?
Morning.
Lieutenant Markland always looks like he's afraid the kids are gonna bite him.
Hey. This is the worst detail in the Mojave. No monorail access to the strip? Where am I supposed to take my leave? Freeside? I hear a troublesome Legion camp got razed to the ground. This is the worst detail in the Mojave.
Wow, hey, it's you!
I've been sending requests for relief for months. This is the Bitter Springs refugee camp. Most of the people here were displaced by the Legion's advance. This whole area used to be a Great Khan encampment. At this point, I'll take anything you can give. As if that wasn't enough, someone's been coming out of the mountains. I don't know. The NCR's stretched thin as it is. I've put in requests at Camp Gulf. Maybe if their situation's improved, they'd have men to spare. Or maybe they'd listen to someone with a reputation for helping the NCR. Food, blankets, clothes, tools. The Army used to ship out caches of supplies regularly. But with the Legion... You'll want to talk to Lieutenant Markland about... It started about 6 months ago. At first it was just supply. Always a single bullet to the head. Always from extreme range. We know he must be hiding out in one of the caves up in the mountains. But I don't have enough men to send out looking for him. It's a distress call. This camp is in bad shape, and if we don't get relief soon, I don't know what will happen.
If you're here to sell something, we don't... This is the frontier of NCR territory, and we're the... South of here is Camp Guardian, but they've been having radio trouble, so they've been... No problem. Hey, do me a favor when you get back to Reyes and tell her that we don't need any more damn ammo. You think I haven't tried? Every time I do, Camp Golf acknowledges the situation. And soon after that, more ammo. We're not gonna die of thirst anytime soon, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. It's not my call to make. You'd have to clear it with Ranger Erickson. I keep getting delivery.
Morning. All you need is one ranger protecting the monorail. You don't even. A veteran ranger inspires awe. Stick around for when they get here. You'll see.
What brings you to Ranger Station Bravo? You're not stationed here, but your rep with the NCR speaks for... I really shouldn't be doing this for you, but there's no way we're here to make sure the Legion doesn't try to sneak around Lake Mead and come at NCR from another direction.
If I live to earn the black armor... I could die a happy woman.
We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. Leg. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it before I bleed
That's
out.
enough of that.
Bravo, this is Camp Guardian calling for backup. No sign of the rest of the men stationed here. This is Private Halford requesting backup. Anyone out there? Guardian is down. I repeat, Guardian is down. Requesting backup from any nearby forces. Those beasts dragged the rest of the men away. Oh God, I hope they don't come back for me. Bravo, come in, Bravo. Is anyone out there? The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. We were attacked.
Hear the drums of war and the voice of our great leader. This is Imperium Radio, broadcasting the will of Caesar. Interesting news. Sources report a profligate squad being trained by a third-party agent. Shame that won't help them when they find our machetes at their throats. Stay tuned for more.
Hey! Trouble. Uh-oh.
Hear the drums of war and the voice of our great leader. This is Imperium Radio,
Hey.
broadcasting the will of Caesar. Here's the latest report from the Mojave. Sources have reported that the Great Khans have finalized their alliance with the Legion for the upcoming battle at Hoover Dam. Smart move on their part. In other news, a package courier found shot in the head near Good Springs has reportedly regained consciousness and made a full recovery. I've seen the kind of vengeance born out of events like these. Expect big changes to occur in the region. I am Cypher, Cantodian of the Legion. Until we meet next, Wale, amicus.
I've had worse.
longer I'm gonna make it before I bleed out. Bravo, this is Camp Guardian calling for backup. No sign of the rest of the men stationed here. This is Private Halford requesting backup. Anyone out there? Guardian is down. I repeat, Guardian is down. Requesting backup from any nearby forces. Those beasts drug the rest of the men away. Oh god, I hope they don't come back for me. Bravo, come in, Bravo. Is anyone out there? The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. Goddamn leg. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it before I bleed out. Bravo, this is Camp Guardian calling for backup. No sign of the rest of the men stationed here. This is Private Halford requesting backup. Anyone out there? Guardian is down. I repeat, Guardian is down. Requesting backup from any nearby forces. Those beasts drug the rest of the men away. Oh god, I hope they don't come back for me. Bravo, come in, Bravo. Is anyone out there? The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. Goddamn leg. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna make it before I bleed out. Bravo, this is Camp Guardian calling for backup. No sign of the rest of the men stationed here. This is Private Halford requesting backup. Anyone out there? Guardian is down. I repeat, Guardian is down. Requesting backup from any nearby forces. Those beasts drug the rest of the men away. Oh god, I hope they don't come back for me. Bravo, come in, Bravo. Is anyone out there? The camp was attacked. I think I'm the only one left alive. We were attacked by some kind of freak mutants from the caves. Please send backup. Goddamn leg.
You're listening to the voice of the Legion on Imperium Radio. Breaking news. The profligate Benny has been brutally murdered in his own casino. He died as he lived, pathetic and begging for mercy. More Imperium coming right up. Stay tuned.
Oh, thank God. I didn't think I'd ever see another... Thank God. Hoped someone would come eventually, but we're... Shit. Have you any damn idea what lives in these caves? We need to go... I managed to kill that thing, but not before it mangled my leg all up. I've been keeping quiet and hoping they don't realize one of their buddies is missing. Thanks a lot, Doc. I think I should be able... I don't want to risk running into a pack of those freaks alone, though. Could you escort me out of here? Great. I'll start heading back to California now. I'm not about to let myself get killed by future NCR incompetence. I know, but now that I can see the way out, I'm not so sure. I'm gonna start heading back to California now. Not about... If you find my friends, please return their dog tags to the NCR. People need to know what happened here. And if they won't listen, do what you can to make them listen. The dead need to be avenged.
Over here. Over here.
You're listening to the voice of the Legion on Imperium Radio. This just in, our brothers were unsuccessful in their defense of Nelson. The profligates have once again overrun the camp. Let this be a lesson to never rest on your laurels, Legionaddies. More Imperium coming right up. Stay tuned.
Trouble. If I die... What I miss?
From within the Mojave Wasteland, soon to be under the Legion's dominion, broadcasting the power of Caesar, you're listening to Imperium Radio. Welcome, all loyal subjects of Caesar, to the voice of the Imperium. This just in, scouts have reported a mysterious individual spontaneously appearing, then disappearing throughout the region. This individual is highly dangerous and should be turned over to Legion officials, effective immediately. In other news, the profligates at Camp Guardian have gone silent as of late. Travelers through the region make claims of giant monster men that stalk the camp. All Legion agents are advised caution when operating in the area. This next segment is brought to you by the Ashfiqur of Formulatus. Why do the work yourself when someone else can do it for you? Until we meet next, Wale, amicus.
Trouble.
Welcome back. The station's been silent for quite some time now. I guess this confirms what we've all feared. Thanks for letting me know. I'll switch over all radio broadcasts to the new encrypted channels. This ought to help us stay a step ahead of any spies. Before you go, we've received some disturbing reports from some of the ranger stations. Heavy casualties at Alpha, super mutant legionaries at Delta. The weirdest one has to be the Great Khans and their trained death claws at Foxtrot. These reports... I know you've already been out there, but could you do me a solid...
Soon to be under the Legion's dominion. Broadcasting the power of Caesar, you're listening to Imperial
Nothing is severe. Charlie seems to be getting a lot of extra medical supplies for some reason, while Bravo hasn't requested a resupply in a while. Echo has been reporting heavy Legion activity down on their end, but that's about it. Thank you, and good luck.
Persistent rumors surrounding Lord Caesar's failing health are exactly that. Rumors. Don't let loose lips land you on a cross, Legionates. Furthermore, Legatus Linnaeus has finished his campaign in the east and is en route to Hoover Dam as we speak. The profligate's days are numbered. More Imperium coming right up. Stay tuned.
Hello. This is a military outpost. Have you ever heard the story of the bomber that crashed into the lake? For about 10 years now. Toughest training I've ever done. And did you know that the first battle at Hoover Dam was won because of the... Ranger Station Alpha used to be the frontline outpost for NCR. When we moved on to the dam... High casualties? We've had one broken ankle, but nobody at this post has died. Any injury, illness, or... Chief Hanlon and his aides compile the reports and assign reinforcements. There are other ranger posts around. Reyes might have mixed up the report. Do a fucking head count then. Everybody's... Reyes got the numbers wrong.
We won't go quietly.
You're listening to Imperium Radio, where the will of Mars echoes across the wasteland. This just in, the townspeople of Goodsprings have successfully repelled an assault from the nearby Powdergangers. A people that hardy would be welcome.
No sudden moves, and you and I will...
More Imperium coming right up.
Keeping watch on the river and looking for anyone trying to cross. Best of the best. That's all there is to... No, I didn't. You might hear that kind of nonsense from a drunk trooper on the strip, but not... That patrol was wiped out by its own incompetence. A couple of the troopers were fooling around with...
This area isn't safe for tough, independent, and as ruthless as they come. They're holed up in Red Rock Canyon, and it's keeping watch on the Great Khans, mostly. They usually stick around Red Rock. We called it in, but haven't heard anything about any Great Khan incidents. What? Yeah, it's a damn shame. There was a lot of talk about expelling her from the Rangers. Being posted here is her second and last chance, and so far, I'm not impressed. You must be mistaken. I haven't filed any report like that. Trained? If someone is saying I filed that report, that's a load of crap. I won't have my name attached to a clerical error.
Welcome back. I knew it. Every one of the false reports was signed off by Chief Hanlon at Camp Golf. But why would the Chief... I need you to take everything we found to Chief Hanlon and confront him with it. I don't want to make this public. Bye.
From within the Mojave Wasteland, soon to be under the Legion's dominion. Broadcasting the power of Caesar, you're listening to Imperium Radio. This just in, Ranger Station Charlie has been eradicated by Legion forces, with one of the Rangers taken alive. Not even the profligate's elite poses a challenge to us. And now, back to Imperium.
We won't go quiet. Legion can count. All you need is one ranger protecting the monorail. Hard to believe this place used to be a luxury.
occupied at the
You're
moment.
listening to the
Come
voice of
see
the
me when
Legion
I'm on
on
the balcony.
Imperium Radio.
I'm occupied
Breaking
at...
news. The profligate Benny has been brutally murdered in his own casino. He died as he lived, pathetic and begging for mercy. More Imperium coming right up. Stay tuned.
I'm occupied at the moment. Come see me when I'm on the balcony. I'm...
Hello.
Back west, you don't see too many of these. We neglected the dams or pumped all the water out a long time ago. Owens, Isabella, the San Luis. Just a lot of mud and dust now. It's a different feeling watching the sun come up over the water. But if you're here long enough, it starts to seem normal. You must be the courier folks have been talking about. Word on the radio is that someone wronged you back. The Mojave has a way of burning decent people up. But it sounds... Folks around here call me the chief, but handling's just fine. The Rangers run themselves, mostly administrative work, helping coordinate intel on the radio. That and keeping an Legion fire. Caesar's a hard man to figure out. The best of the best, and the worst of the worst. He came out of NCR. Like a lot of the followers, he went out in the wilderness with a partner to try to help those. Not much different from how the Rangers used to be. Except out to the Grand Canyon. He met a missionary from Utah, a man by the name of Joshua Graham. Graham helped translate for the followers and the tribes. All three of them got nabbed by the Blackfoots down there, back when they were still at war with every other tribe in the Southwest. Yes and no. The Black Caesar takes the tribal out of the tribe. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding so all the old loyalties die away. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is the chief, father, and God, all rolled into one. Losing the dam was the worst defeat the Legion ever suffered. Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on fire, and down into the Grand Canyon he went. It's not that clear-cut. You have to understand, Graham was the toughest son of a gun anyone around these parts had ever seen. Before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports on Graham from Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters who tried to take him out. Some folks think he's still alive. Call him the Burned Man. Somewhere along the way, he realized he needed to educate the Blackfoots or they were going to get wiped out with the rest of the tribe. Showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. Once he taught the Blackfoots a thing or two, they needed him. And he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He decided he could remake the tribes of the Southwest whether they wanted it or not. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. And that's where Graham stayed until Hoover Dam. Even Caesar knows that General Oliver's coming back to Hoover. Colonel Moore's doing a fine job of running things over at the dam. In her own way, of course, when she's not trying to wrangle my rangers into helping her. But just keeping that dam secure and operational day to day is enough work for one person. Never mind building a defense against the Legion. Oh, well, now you'll have to excuse me. The General and I don't always see eye to eye on things. Maybe it's best that I just say he's a trooper, through and through. The man will not give up an inch for anything, least of all to the Legion. The Colonel's an effective commander, one of the best. But she sharpened her claws on the Vipers and the old Jackals. Did 4 tours against the Brotherhood, too. She used to be a ranger until... She's better at making graves than making friends. Bring in Moore and the earth will be raised. Fields will be salted. No, and thanks to General Oliver for that. Colonel Shue is at McCarran. Most of the new Vegas troopers are under his command. He's more sympathetic to the locals than Moore, but he's got the fiends to deal with. Intel says the legate's coming. Lanius. They call him the monster of the East. If he's half as bad as Graham was, we're in for a heck of a fight. With Caesar and a new legate here, the Legion's not going to fall for the same old bag of tricks. Oh, the usual reasons. People say he's enormous, carries a big sword, chops people's heads off. That's not what makes him a good commander, though. Folks say he came from a heck of a tough tribe. Took Caesar a long time to conquer. It was thanks to Lanius. But once Caesar broke him, he was born again. He'll go anywhere and do anything to win. Legion says he can smell weakness. Once he finds out where an army's vulnerable, he'll go to it like a dog for the throat. He was a missionary from Utah who hooked up with Caesar at the Grand Canyon, became his translator. Graham helped Caesar with the Blackfoots after they got captured together. Up until Hoover Dam, he was Caesar's legate. You wouldn't think a man of God could turn so brutal, cruel to his opponents. Did the sort of things that makes you sick to talk about. He wasn't a brilliant strategist. Wasn't tactically flexible either. There was something about him, though. Menace. Indestructibility. He made everyone afraid of him. Heck, the Praetorians burned Graham 4 years ago, and some of the tribes are still afraid of him. They say the burned man still walks the land, blackens the earth wherever he sets foot. I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would get tired first. Suppose it depends on what you think's good. Most folks want to hear about Hoover Dam and Boulder City, but it's a long story. If you want some tall tales about hunting down slavers or busting up gangs, talk to one of the younger rangers. It's kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Called it Rattletail. Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost one woman to night stalkers and another almost died of dehydration. When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around an old well. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town, and 5 men with .308 rifles crouched behind sandbags. And these bodies, these people out in the sand, they aren't raiders, aren't even heavily armed. They're just people who were trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see that they did not care one bit. They had planted an NCR flag over the well. They would not budge until every last one of them was laid out dead and cold. So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. I made up some cockamamie name for them and everything. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do about it. I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 rangers on the way out. 10 rangers, 5 men with .308 rifles. Well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. Raised bighorners. Had some tough times, but it worked out okay for them. So there you go. That's my one bit of good. In big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front, prime soldiers behind the recruits, old guard bringing up the rear. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first 2 waves, if they survive that long. When the veterans step up, there's not much fight left. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legionaries as skirmishers and still retain order in the ranks. Joshua Graham, Caesar's old legate, he wasn't so flexible. When the Legion attacked Hoover Dam, General Oliver ordered his troopers back to the middle ground just after first contact. Graham pushed all of the legionaries onto the dam, filling the east side with recruits up front and veterans in the back, by the book. But once they were in, they were stuck there. Oliver's troopers were entrenched and wouldn't give a foot. That's when we ordered the Rangers and the 1st Recon sharpshooters to start picking off veteran Legion officers from a high ridge west of the dam. That only lasted about a minute before Graham ordered the back ranks to push through to the front and rush the ridge. Caused total chaos among the younger legionaries. Oliver's troopers fell back to the side walkways and stayed out of the veterans' way. By the time the veterans got to the ridge, we were already in Boulder City. They followed us down there, but we were out before they realized what was happening. We had packed the old city with C4 and dynamite. Crude, but it did the job. Those who didn't die in the blast were in no position to mount a defense. The ones left on the dam didn't know what to do. The troopers routed them. Graham pulled the remaining legionaries back, but the battle was over. He went south, back to the Grand Canyon, back to Caesar. And that was the last we saw or heard from Joshua Graham. Adios. You've come back to see the chief. Nice of you to humor the radio tender. What can I do for you? I could tell you a lot if you had the... Oh, well, I guess it must be coming up on 40 years or so. Back before Elise was chief, anyway. It was a heck of a lot harder then. Weren't as many of us to go around, but I think it was a lot easier to tell the good guys from the bad. Well, there's what we're supposed to be doing and what we're actually doing. There's a big gap between those two things, about as wide as that lake out there. To protect against all forms of tyranny, as simple as that. 30, 40 years ago, the wasteland was full of despots, slavers, raiders, tough-talking hoodlums with gangs who liked to kick around towns. Back then, the NCR military was still young, couldn't cover much ground. It took groups like ours to tip the balance back to the good guys. Sitting on the shore of Lake Mead, looking east, listening to a radio, trying to not get too many people killed. I'm too old to be slapping leather, but I had hoped for something else. More than this, anyway. There's a lot of answers to that question, but it started with the Ranger Unification Treaty. We weren't always the only show in town. Nevada had its own posse, the Desert Rangers. They fought Caesar even farther east, out in Arizona. Years back, we met with the Desert Rangers at Mojave Outpost and agreed to help them against Caesar if they would join the NCR. Shoot. I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age... Interesting that she would wrangle someone else into sorting out the problem. But I suppose you're in the right place. A lot of intel comes through here. It's a simple system when it works. Patrol rangers radio intel to ranger stations. Comm rangers send the intel up the station chain until it reaches Camp Gulf. Then I or one of the other rangers on duty organize the data, evaluate it, and send information to camps or troopers in the field. Comm rangers might have an incomplete picture of the situation. There's a lot going on out there. Intel needs to be coordinated through Gulf so we can verify and advise appropriately. Troopers have enough to deal with. We don't want them questioning their intel. I don't know Technical Sergeant Reyes, but coordinating intel can be messy sometimes. Things get mixed up, people get confused. Heck, I get confused, and I've been doing this for a long time now. What he or she sees as a problem might be standard operating procedure. That's not to say Reyes is wrong for being concerned, but it's easy for the sand to get in your eyes out here. Well, the logical thing to do is to check with the patrol rangers and comm officers. Don't be too discouraged if some things don't match up. Different people see different things, and sometimes the meaning gets twisted, lost in static from person to person.
Join us as we march towards victory
Shoot.
under the banner of Caesar. This is Imperium Radio. Interesting news. Sources report a profligate squad being trained by...
You've come back to see the...
Shame that won't help them when they find
Hold on.
machetes at their throats.
If we're gonna have this conversation, let's go somewhere more private. Don't worry, not much bite left in this old dog.
Looks like we booted the Legion out of Nelson. About damn time.
Sorting and manipulating intelligence is what I do. It's what Rangers are supposed to do. This job isn't all gunfighting and gulping shots of whiskey, no matter what the boys and ladies out there say. You have you? Misdirection. When you're pinned down, outnumbered, and 2 days from any help, it's just about the best friend you can have. Misdirection's what saved me all these years. It's what saved us at Hoover Dam. But it's been 5 years now, and Caesar's right across that lake. He's closer now than he ever was before. I was a young man once. I know what it's like to want to fight for your home. But this isn't it.
Welcome, all loyal subjects of Caesar, to the voice of the Imperium. You're tuned into Imperium Radio. Here's the latest report from the Mojave.
It's never going to end. This fight with Caesar. People back home don't know what these young men and women are in for. The Legion is the worst enemy we've ever faced. But we can't stop Caesar here. Not without getting a lot of good people killed. More than anyone cares to count up. But even if we do stop him, I don't see how we're ever going to be able to pull out. We're fighting on their behalf, but Mr. House and the families are stringing us up inch by inch. They'll drain us dry while we fight and die over this dam. We offered them sanctuary in NCR territory before, but they won't listen. Troopers and Rangers have been dying here for more than 5 years while the families sit pretty behind that damn wall. People back home don't listen. They don't care. Senators, Brahmin barons, folks who are just trying to make it from day to day. It's been so many years that people forget about it. Conscription brings in fresh troops that die here every month, like it's routine. And even if we hold this dam, what then? Are we going to send the NCR's men and women to die here for another 5 years? 10? Patrol the whole length of the Colorado for hundreds of miles? Holding this dam, it'll be the death of us. Creating fear and instability among the troopers without causing harm. It's the only thing I could think of to shake things up. It took some people getting killed to realize I'd gone too far. I had to stop. First thing that comes to mind is to turn me in. But that might not be the best play, all things considered. Even if your heart's in the right place, I reckon it might do a lot more harm than good. Oliver can't stand that Rangers got credit for victory at Hoover. Whatever I recommend, he does the opposite. I said I wanted us on the ridge. He put them right on the western part of the dam itself. We don't have enough firepower to hold that spot. If the troopers fall back, and they will, the Rangers will advance to cover Oliver's retreat. We lose the dam, Oliver and the center are ruined. Rangers are volunteers. Every man and woman who signs up is willing to die for the NCR, myself included. A lot of this is my fault. It's only right that I stand with them. Maybe 50 Rangers will die on that dam. We lose over 1,000 troopers every year. Being here is crazy. Getting out's the only sane thing to do. Fair enough. You want to do this the right way, go get one of the Rangers. Don't worry, I'm not going to run out on you.
Rangers, this is the Chief.
I know I can ramble on sometimes, but I need you to listen close for the next minute or so. I've got some bad news. I messed up. Made a mistake.
Welcome, all loyal subjects of Caesar, to the
I thought I
voice
could
of the
help us
Imperium.
get out of here,
You're
but
tuned into
it
Imperium
didn't work
Radio.
out.
Here's
Rangers
the latest
get
report
injured
from the
all the
Mojave.
time.
Sources have reported
part
that
of
the
the
Great
job.
Khans have finalized their alliance with
But
the
if you
Legion
lose a
for the
few
upcoming
fingers
battle
and get
at
a bad
Hoover
break,
Dam. Smart
that's
move
it.
on their part.
You
In
step
other
down.
news, a package
We
courier who was
rely
shot
on
in the
each
head
other
near Good
too much
Springs
to
has
let our
reportedly
infirmities
regained
become a
consciousness and made a
liability.
full recovery. I've
The
seen the
Ranger
kind of
knows when
vengeance
it's
born
time.
out of events like these.
Only I
Expect
didn't.
big changes
Somewhere
to
along
occur
the
in the
way,
region.
something broke
I am
inside me.
Cypher, Custodian of the Legion. Until
I
we
couldn't
meet
find
next,
us a way out of
Wale,
this desert.
amicus.
I wrestled with it, and it took me down a dark road. I wish I could explain it to you. The old chief's finally at a loss for words. Send me all the Legion you can. I'll be waiting for it.
That shot came from the chief's office. Chief, why did you do it? Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for nuclear winter.
Howdy, partner. It looks like you've got a fair number of stars in your...
We're supposed to be relieved any day. That's what they keep telling us. I don't think anyone's coming.
Hello.
Welcome back.
You have any luck with the ghouls? Really? Unbelievable, man. I knew that wasn't gonna be easy. But I had a good feeling about you. You look like you've been through a lot.
Welcome back.
Aha! The brave... Oh, that's wonderful. Just what I need. Thank you, brave one. You have earned it, my friend. Now I can finally unveil my masterpieces to the world, all thanks to you.
Hello.
Oh, it's you. Really? The Tops, huh? Well, it's no shark club, but I hear security on the strip is real tight. Even Mr. I'll check. Howdy there, partner. My story's a long one, friend, and I can't say as it's all that interesting. Well, I was born in a little town out Montana way. Me and Ma didn't have much, ever since my pa up and left. No, sir. I'm 28. Why? That he did. Never did know why. Ma always said he was a real mysterious fella, even when he was with her. Like he was a stranger sometimes. Maybe. Maybe I just never felt like I belonged back home. It sure wasn't easy. Ma worked her fingers to the bone to make sure we had enough to survive. And I worked the coal mines from when I was 15. After Ma died, I guess I wanted to find my pa and get some answers from him. Been out here looking ever since, but he ain't an easy man to find. Can't say as I really know. Maybe I'll just ask him why. Maybe I'll punch him right in the mouth. Hell, the more I talk about it, the more the whole damn thing sounds like a dumb idea. Maybe I should. Don't suppose... Maybe it's time to give these tired... I suppose it's only right you get a little something for you.
Well, if it isn't my #1 fan. Too bad I got this ironclad Huh. Good luck. Garrett's a tough, mean...
Welcome back, friend. Now, why would I want to do that? His performances make me quit. I suppose you've got a point. Plenty of Brahmin on the prairie and all that. Well, I wasn't expecting the increased NCR presence after the bombing. The off-duty chumps who have been wandering through have been stopping in to buy drinks.
Any luck with Garrett yet? Really? You mean I'm fine?
Guess those Omerta finks got what was coming to them.
Hey, welcome to the fun... Cowboy act. Yeah, he dropped on in here not too long before you. He's got chops, and like we agreed, here's your fee. 3% of the cut comes... You talking about Mr. Isaac? Damn, baby, when you bring them in, you bring them in. That cat's gonna bring me... That ugly mug with the razor tongue... Now...
Yes?
Get your drink? I thought Benny was a stand-up guy. Hard to believe he was a fink all along. I thought Benny was a stand-up guy. Hard to believe he was a rat all
The
along.
NCR is fortunate to have your support.
You're the fink that killed Benny.
Hanlon was a brave soldier. You're a model citizen. Thank you.
Looks like the troops are back. Good thing, too.
You're a model
I hope
citizen.
you're doing well, friend.
Thank you.
Ring a ding, baby.
By order of Kai.
Hey.
I'm looking forward to getting sent across the river.
You must enter Kaisar's tent.
Should have brought.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Hey. Evening.
Aw.
True to Kaiser. Awe, are you ready?
You're becoming quite the political agitator. I can't say I'm displeased. Let me see. My God, this is even worse than I thought. Okay, you have my support. I'll tell Papa the alliance is a bad idea. Until...
All 4 of my most trusted advisors have told me we should break our alliance. Maybe I should hear you out after all. I've heard some things from my most trusted cons that makes me want... But I want to leave a legacy of greatness when I die. Tell me then, if I don't... Well spoken, traveler, well spoken indeed. Perhaps it's time to find our own destiny, unburdened by the past. We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. We will make ourselves strong again, and we shall conquer. If you should ever tire of wandering alone, seek us out. You might just have the makings of a great Khan yourself.